This week's Michigan Lottery Excellence in Education winner is Kurthman Dozier Jr. from the Harper Woods High School, which is part of the Harper Woods School District. We have a video from your nominator. Take a look.
I nominated Kurt Dozier for the Michigan Lottery's Excellence in Education Award because he shows great leadership, great character, and I just feel it's important to recognize him on his contributions that he's making in these kids' lives today, whether it's on the baseball field or off the baseball field. He's definitely changing lives.
Who is that?
That's Lorenzo Spencer. That's the father of one of my baseball kids, Jordan Spencer.
Now, you are a coach, but you started a foundation too. Tell me about that.
So I started the Full Count Foundation in 2015 with the mission of reviving baseball in the inner city for Detroit kids and underserved communities.
And tell me why that's important.
I grew up in the city of Detroit, and just growing up and seeing all the disadvantages and witnessing the disadvantages of the kids of playing baseball in the city, just want to be able to give them something that I didn't have growing up.
So tell me about the motivation. That's motivation for you to do something. What's it like when you are working with a kid who really just comes alive because of baseball?
It's everything. It's what you want to see as a coach and what you strive to do. Every kid is different. We just want to be there for these kids. A lot of the kids that we deal with come from single parent households where they don't have their father or their mother or whoever in their life. So we just want to be there and be able to support the kid and just give them another avenue just to, play ball and just have fun.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite activities to do with your players?
Traveling. I love when we travel. So one of the things that my nonprofit does is we do college baseball tours. So we pick a state and we take a group of kids out of town and we would just visit all the colleges in their local area and get to talk to the baseball coaches and just seeing different states and cities, because a lot of the kids don't get a chance to leave Michigan. So just taking them and seeing something different, that's one of the best and fulfilling things that what I like to do.
Now, you didn't need to create that foundation. That's extra. Mm-hmm. Tell me why that foundation is so important.
It's important because a couple years before that, I had lost my cousin, who was more like a brother to me, and through senseless violence. And he was just someone that I really looked up to, even though we were the same age. And when he lost his life from someone who was a kid who really didn't know what they were doing, didn't have any guidance. So I always looked at that like, what if that kid had someone who say, man, go to school, go do this, don't be messing up doing the wrong thing. So I wanted to be that person to make sure that you have support. I just want to make sure I'm being able to support kids in the city.
So what's it like for you? Because you started that foundation in 2015, and so some of those kids have graduated and gone on and have been successful. What's that like for you when you see them and talk to them?
Oh, that's great. So just recently, a kid, one of my high school kids, Sean Pittman, he just graduated from Michigan State University. He was one of the first high schoolers that got to participate in my program, and along with a lot of other kids. But just seeing them graduate and going on to be young men and basically sometimes say I want to do what you do, coach. That's the best feeling in the world.
I bet. That's awesome. What do you hope to give your students that they'll remember and take away, that they'll remember the rest of their lives?
This a lifetime experience on what it means to be a good person and what it takes to get to the next level, that never give up on your dreams, no matter how difficult it is, because it's always an opportunity for you to follow your dream. You just got to figure out a different way to do it. And baseball is the common denominator, but I also just want to show them that baseball can take you to different avenues outside of sports.
What's it like for you when you gain the kids' trust and they know that you're a good guy and you care about them?
Oh, that's everything, because in the city of Detroit, we lack mentors in the baseball community that are my age. So for a lot of the guys who often travel across the world and play for these different teams, for them to want to come back and always want to play locally for the Full Count Foundation, and for me is great.
I always ask this, fast forward 25 years from now, you run into a former student and they're talking to you about their time with you. What do you hope that they tell you about that experience?
that it meant something to him, that I just wasn't a person that, a babysitter. You know, I know I'm a coach, but I don't like calling myself a coach with them. I like for them to look at me as a brother. So being that big brother, I'm an only child, so I just want to make sure that I'm there to always help them. So, and just for them to pass on the knowledge. So whatever they learn from working with me, I want them to go on and pass that on to the next generation, because that's the only way that it's going to get better for kids in the inner city.
Well, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kurthman receives a $1,500 check from the Michigan Lottery, and his class at Harper Woods High School receives a $500 grant. Excellence in Education Awards, sponsored by the Michigan Lottery, providing more than $27 billion to public education since 1972.